Yes.
We're live.
Well, how about that?
And hey, did you notice also, for the first time ever for Top of the World, we're live on YouTube. I put us on.
Well, we're live on the Unrelated at Birth channel, so it's not like
Well,
we're like a featured show on the YouTube front page or anything. So let's not.
but we're a featured show on the Unrelated at Birth channel because the Unrelated at Birth channel can now talk Disney.
Oh,
So, I figured, why not? Because people were asking us to be on live on YouTube's, so I put us live on YouTube's. The people ask, and I received, or they shall receive.
well, there you go.
So yeah. Well, all right. So if you are here live with us, good evening. If you are here live with us and you're watching us through the Top of the World Listener Lounge, do us a favor and let StreamYard have access to your Facebook pictures and stats so we can see who you are. Because right now, it just says Facebook user if you are posting in the group. We want to ask and speak with you as a name. I'm looking right now. Who's the one that said good evening, gentlemen? That is Lonnie Gaines. Good evening, Lonnie. How are you, sir? All right. So, Terry.
Yes.
What are we talking tonight?
We're talking about my trip report.
Yeah.
We're talking about your cruise that you didn't get to go on. It didn't cancel, but you canceled on.
Well, I had to.
Well, I mean, you didn't exactly have a choice or anything, so.
Right. Well, we'll talk about it. We'll talk about why trip insurance is one of the greatest things in the world.
Did you actually have to use your trip insurance?
No.
Oh. But it should have covered all the extra things.
Yeah.
Too.
I'm sure it did, but John Rogers is a super travel agent. We booked this cruise before I became a travel agent, and John went above and beyond everything.
Aren't you glad he had to deal with it rather than you?
I tried to deal with it, but they wouldn't talk to me because
they will only deal with the fact that they'll only deal with the person that's the agent of record, whether that's the person that made the reservation or the travel agent. So there you go. They did their job.
They did. Well, luckily, my daughter was sitting right next to me, because I couldn't go off on them like I wanted to go off on them.
Nice.
When I was on the phone. So we'll talk about that here in a moment. We're going to run this a little differently because, normally I'll go, all right, guys, here we go. We're going to start the music and Terry go. Well, I had my technical person for Unrelated at Birth, who is no longer on Unrelated at Birth, hook us up with an intro. So you're going to get the Top of the World theme live on air tonight.
We're like high test. We're rolling in here like it's 2011 tonight.
Hey, look. Adam helped us out, okay?
Yeah.
I'll just say, Adam helped us out.
Unofficially.
Yes, unofficially. Andy, good evening. How you doing, sir? Also, I didn't ask for questions today. If you have any questions while we are recording live, go ahead.
If you've got questions about Remy, if you've got questions about Genie Plus, which I don't know that you really want us to answer those questions. I literally had a former Disney Imagineer call me this afternoon, asking me to explain Disney Plus, and then we both kind of agreed that we still don't completely understand Disney Plus.
Genie Plus. J. Patrick Whitley asked if I've bought resale yet. I'm still talking to my wife about that. That I'm ready to pull the trigger. My wife, on the other hand, is not. We're limping along with points. I actually had to buy some extra points for this next trip we're going on in a couple of weeks.
There you go.
So we actually man up. Okay.
Whoever that is needs to go over and give StreamYard permission.
Go give J. Patrick. Go give StreamYard permission to use your.
Please do, so we can see you and we can put your comments on the live stream, because we are trying to do more of these shows live.
Yeah, it's fun. And Terry says I come alive a little bit more when we're live. I guess that's just me.
You pay more attention to the show, although you're probably watching. You've got wrestling on in one on one TV, and you probably got the Braves. Luckily, the Braves on a rain delay.
They just started right back up. So
Well,
yeah, you're going.
let's do the deal, and we can.
All right. All right. Well, here we go. Give me a second. Gotta get the right screen, and here we go.
This is Top of the World, the Disney Vacation Club podcast. A proud part of the WDW Today and Laugh-O-Gram Studios family. Join us as we talk parks, points, perks, and all things DVC, and how to get the most out of your membership. Here they are, Dave Adams and Terry Weaver.
Well, welcome home. I'm Terry Weaver.
And I'm Dave Adams.
And you are listening to Top of the World, the DVC podcast.
Is that like the Ohio State and, you know, where they emphasize the in everything they do?
Well, no, it's just originally we were the DVC podcast, and we started this thing. This might be the most Southern podcast that I've got my Chick-fil-A lemonade, and you've got some Disney Knob Creek pour. That's a rather generous Disney Knob Creek pour.
That's my normal pour. I'm like,
Okay.
I mean, if you listen to the podcast, I've always thought that Grease and Will can't handle their bourbon because they don't do big pours, and then they get a little bit. You can tell by the end of the show they're getting a little bit, loopy. This won't bother me by the end of the show. I'm a little bit bigger.
I should have put these comments in the live stream. Why can't I do this?
Well, so we can put it in the live stream, but you can't see who they are.
You knew which one I wanted to do. Y'all fancy like Applebee's now.
So does that mean we're fancy like Applebee's on the date night?
Yeah.
Got the Bourbon Street shake. Okay. Anyway.
Yeah. I'm not sure what's more offensive about that than the TikTok videos or that Applebee's actually turned that into an Applebee's commercial. I don't know that Applebee's kind of figured out that like they were making fun of them, but hey,
they're definitely making fun of them. But now, they become a phenomenon again. Unfortunately,
dude, if you're gonna go to Applebee's, there's only one thing on the Applebee's menu that you're gonna order:
Bourbon Street steak.
No, it's riblets, my friend.
Oh, well, okay. I haven't been.
Dude, I haven't been to an Applebee's. I haven't been to an Applebee's on purpose in a real long time.
I know, right?
Yeah. I mean, we had one by our house for like 8 years, and I'm sure we're personally responsible for it going out of business, but we literally never made it there. We went there one time, and the only reason we went there is because there was a fundraiser for like something that one of our neighbors was in. It was like pancakes, and it wasn't even Applebee's.
I can't remember the last time I actually walked into an Applebee's. Jay Patrick says Applebee's is Tony's Town Square.
Greater than Tony's Town Square.
Yeah.
You know what, Jay Patrick, my friend? Tony's Town Square has had a little bit of a come up, as the kids say these days. It's better than it used to be. It had some dark days. Sit down dining in the Magic Kingdom is still, I mean, the old Skipper Canteen ain't too shabby, but it's not anything to like. It's nothing to like, call your mom about for sure.
Yeah, I would say that Skipper Canteen is the only real good thing. We're going to be our guest in a couple of weeks, and that's just because we haven't been since the first year it opened. And Ellie and Harper love Beauty and the Beast. It's a cool to see it once or twice and then never go again.
Can you put the Andy Cashin comment up on the screen?
Yeah,
because let's get the elephant out of the room. Here's something that's going on, and I'm gonna upset Dave. Dave better get his Alabama blankie or something. Or
I'm sipping. Let's go.
But there's a couple of things that are happening. In this season of Disney we're in, and I'm calling it Chapek Strikes Back. That's the season we're in right now, and there's a few things that are really notable. And the first one is chaos. I don't know if Disney's hired like new people to the PR department or if they haven't brought the people back, but I can't understand any of the press releases they've made lately. Logan
Space
sent me one.
220.
Huh?
The Space 220 press release was really cool yesterday.
Okay, yeah, that was very cool. It finally had some information after 43 press releases that weren't information. There was actually information and pictures. And
Yeah.
But I read the Genie Plus thing, and I try to explain it to people, and I'm like 90% sure on what it is and how it works. There's 10% of me that's like, I think I'm right.
So
Wait,
here's the
and then you're like, wait, there's guided audio tours? Really?
yeah.
Did anybody ask for those? So let me finish the whole thought, Dave, just so you can be all upset all at once.
Okay.
And the other thing is, like, obviously, our DVC perks are at a all-time low. I was just there. I literally flew in. I've been home for 24 hours, 48 hours. We intentionally stayed at Bay Lake Tower because we wanted to see the fireworks Happily Ever After show from Bay Lake Tower and see it from top of the world, at least the observation deck. And the answer I was given at the front desk was the experience was currently too popular. Which I can't even wrap words or a sentence around that one.
Can I talk now?
Sure, you're more than welcome to talk because that I looked at the lady when she told me that, and I was like, "Can you say that out loud just so I can repeat?" Like, did you? I just want to make sure, Miss Lady that works at the front desk with your legacy cast member badge, that you heard that. So go ahead.
So here's my thoughts. It's too popular right now. It could mean COVID. You know, they're still in COVID restrictions. I don't know, but I'm trying to think on the side of DVC and on the side of Disney.
And let me call bull poop on any excuse for that. If you've seen any pictures today, go on Twitter. I know you don't like to go on there, but look at like the creation shop with the new gift shop that opened at Epcot today.
Yeah.
They definitely filled in all available space. There are no restrictions. There is no social distancing. We went to Mickey's Runaway Train, and we were tighter than Vienna sausages are when you open up that can.
You didn't say it right. Vienna sausages.
Sausages, yeah. So like, it's just it's utter and blatant laziness on the part of the Walt Disney Company. And you're right, Jay Patrick. The new DVC president. We have a brand new DVC president.
What is his or her name? Do we know?
It's a lady, I believe.
Okay.
Well, and really, what that means is someone's been given a new title.
Yep.
And this person's going to be the fall guy
or gal.
Because that's what happens every time they do this. The last DVC president before this one is now the president of Disneyland. He moved on, and then all of a sudden they were like, "Oh, by the way, the blue card benefits aren't going to work at Riviera moving forward." Yada 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 yada. And dude, I'm not real. I mean, we had a fantastic trip. We had a fantastic time. The blue card benefits and the perks and stuff, they're not my problem. They're Disney's problem. Because when people start selling their points, when people stop going, and I'm not all doom and gloom, Dave. So don't worry about that. I've called out the bloggers. I'm like, the parks are empty. I'm like, no, they're not. Now, granted, I got off of the safari and walked right back on 3 or 4 times in a row. No problem.
Well, and people should have guessed that parks would be empty right now.
Parks are always empty this time of the year.
Well, that and they're waiting to go for the 50th.
Yes, this is a normal dead season. The only people that are ever there are events, races, and obviously, there's none of the big youth sporting leagues that are normally there this time of year. All of that stuff's very, very limited. There were a few live events. I actually did get invited to a private event at Galaxy's Edge, and and had another, and just literally couldn't physically be there. So I ordered.
Could I have been Terry Weaver and just gone for you?
Yeah, you'd have had to go with my buddy Jeff Barnes, aka Dr. Disneyland. He was there with all
Okay.
the people that were there for the Diz family. Bill
Okay.
Dickerson is the new. The Diz had a family reunion in partnership with Give Kids the World, and I've worked with Give Kids the World before.
Got it.
And so they had a kind of a fundraiser, but I was invited to be a part of that. But I was had a dinner commitment as part of a program I was involved in this weekend, and so I just ordered another old fashioned, which they called the New Fashioned, made with Knob Creek Barrel Select, which was absolutely fantastic.
I'll have to try it
at Blue Zoo at the Dolphin.
Okay.
Fantastic, a restaurant I've slept on and not really paid a lot of attention to.
But it's not on Disney property, so
I mean, come on, you can take a
I
Disney
know.
boat. You can take a Disney boat and get there.
Yeah. On the topic we were just talking about, this is Jeffrey Martin with the Facebook user. He says, here's the question. With all the upsells and removal of perks, do you expect to see a large number of DVCers dumping their contract to the resale market and getting out of the game?
Potentially. I think the jury's still out on perks going away.
Well, I didn't buy it for the perks. Now, granted, that they're good. They're amazing.
No, but I mean, they're definitely something that keeps you there. And so I think when Disney Dining Plan comes back, and with that, Tables in Wonderland will come back. Disney's in an interesting position right here. You know, the next people are coming for the 50th.
Yep.
Heck or hot water, right?
Oh, yeah. Well, I've actually seen, in fact, in the last couple of weeks, I've changed my reservations around. Remember, I was doing a triple split stay. I was able to get just 3 nights in Jumbo House and then move over to Riviera. So people are actually moving and canceling their trip.
Oh, people definitely are not traveling.
Yeah.
You know, there's definitely, you know, I mean, dude, you had the COVID.
I had the vid.
So you know that it's not a fake thing. You know it's a very real thing. We you know, in all of our tomfoolery, it's funny that we're recording this on the day after our good buddy Gavin Newsom didn't get recalled out of California. I mean, dude, even Disney's evacuating out of California, which we predicted on this podcast would happen.
We did.
They're coming to Lake Nona. And you know, who knows if that'll be good or not for Disney Imagineering and the Disney company. The jury's still out. And I think a lot of the things that we're experiencing right now, we're not going to really know the ramifications until a little ways down the road. Sure. I mean, is park attendance a little bit down right now? Yeah, but I mean,
they'll make it up in a couple of weeks.
They'll make it up. I think they'll make it up, Dave. There was a couple of times, I'm going to be honest. There was a couple of times in places where I'm like, man, can we maybe get a little more space? Can we get a little more?
Really?
Yeah, I mean,
so the lines were back to pre-COVID lines.
Oh yeah, there's no tape anywhere.
Okay.
There's no empty cars. There's still some plexiglass. There's even a plexiglass in some place that I'm like, you know what? Y'all can leave that there. And a lot of it, a lot of the problem we're going to experience with COVID in the next 3, 6, 9 months, it has nothing to do with anything anyone can do other than just expecting humans to be good humans. You know what I mean? You know, we talked about this on WDW today. Bart Scott even brought it up when he was down. You know, people are like shopping off of a rack, and then they basically want something, and like, you know, they basically climb in your lap to get what they want. It's like, man, just ask. I'll move.
Yeah.
You know, excuse me. Pardon me. Could you help me get? You know. But you know, I mean, I think we'll see. You know, the big perks that I think are going to save people are going to be, obviously, since we've last recorded, we've seen new annual passes come out.
Which they're about the same. For DVC and up, they're pretty much the same.
They're significantly more. You do get, you do get your renewal pricing.
Right.
which does make it a little better, but still, it's
about $100 more.
Yeah.
So we got, real quick, while we're talking, we got 2 questions come in. Jay Patrick said, interesting question about when is enough enough? With all the price increases, non-blue card members paying $300 more for annual pass and previous blah, 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 blah. No ME, extra magic hours scrapped. What is the bar for enough being enough, do you think?
Oh, Mimi Magic Express.
Yeah.
We still don't know if they're not, we don't know what they're going to do with that.
We know Mears, we know what Mears is doing.
We know what Mears is doing, but we don't know if Disney's going to basically give you that.
Right. And Disney has showed us this week, especially, that they will wait to the very last minute to announce something.
And I think that's the frustration. They've gone from like, we're going to announce it and something will come in 7 years to now. And there's been a lot of, I'm going to stand up for somebody who I never stand up for.
Bob Chapek?
I'm going to stand up for WD News today. And they've done some trashy garbage things this week. Don't get me wrong.
I was going to say, I have an issue with something that they did today that you fell for.
No, I did not fall for it. I said it was coming. And the cast members found out they had lost their job through a rumor. And I think the Disney company is actually using WDW today as let's check something out. Dude, the media is it's all planned. It's all prepared. We live in a day and age where the media is more propaganda than it is news. Yeah. And so, but they actually serve. The only reason WD News today even exists is because Disney leaves you guessing. In leadership and life and business, anytime somebody doesn't, if you don't control your own narrative, someone else is going to tell the story with it. It's exactly like what we in WDW today on the 45th anniversary. Disney did nothing. They announced no parties. You know who threw a party? We did. And now other people have jumped the gun to throw their parties before and after the 50th because they knew Disney was doing something.
So would you say that Disney doesn't go by the Hamilton narrative? Who lives, who dies, who to tell your story?
I still haven't seen Hamilton.
I saw it live now. I saw it live in Atlanta this weekend. Amazing.
You were in the room-ish where it happens.
I was room-ish where it happens. I didn't.
You were in one of the rooms that it's happened in.
Yeah. I didn't throw away my shot. I would have driven through the eye of a hurricane. I was willing to wait for it. What other song were you want me to try to say? Anyway. Terry, do we want to talk about your trip report first, or do we want to do my real quick?
Let's do real quick, man, because this isn't DVC related, but it's personal.
Yeah.
And it's travel related, which a lot of people do travel. So I
will say this. We have been
you guys got a call or your daughter give us the whole.
No, so here's the deal. My neighbor had COVID, their kids had COVID, and the only symptom they had was a headache. The kid, the only symptom he had was a headache. So we're like, okay, whatever. We went and got tested Thursday before we were supposed to leave for our cruise. Me and Amanda were both negative, so we're going around doing our normal thing, acting like life is fine. We go and eat lunch with Ellie on Friday at school, and she is complaining of a headache. Well, we're like, okay, eat protein. It's lunchtime. You haven't had your second Ritalin of the day. You're probably getting a little off your meds. So eat lunch, drink some water. You'll be fine. Well, Friday she comes home and says, oh, mommy, my head's not hurting near as bad. I can actually think now. Like, oh, crap. So we go and get one of those at-home tests. Well, more of the story, she came back positive. We had to stay home. I was frantically calling Royal Caribbean trying to...
Did she ever get a real test?
Yes, we went to the doctor.
Okay.
And got a real test. In fact, we did 2 take-home tests on her and 1 doctor's test, all 3 positive. So we know for a fact she was positive. And then, every 2 days, we've all fell like dominoes. Harper was the next to fall. Amanda was the very next. And I was the last domino, last man standing, and I fell. Luckily, Amanda and I did not have a bad case. And I will say this, you can call this political what you want. We didn't get a bad case because we had the vaccine.
Correct.
If it wasn't for the vaccine, I do believe it could have been a bad case.
Yeah.
But I am a firm believer in that shot. The shot does not prevent all the time. It's a very good help to prevent, but it's not a guarantee you won't get it. But it's a, hey, if you do get it, this is going to be just a bad cold for you.
Yes, and if you're able to get it, I'm not going to tell you what to do.
Yeah, exactly.
But
Exactly.
if you're able to get it, I think you should get it. I've got it. My family's got it. I've had my two stabs. My wife's actually had her third stab because she's immune compromised, and her doctor was like, absolutely. She was there the second day they were doing shots. They didn't even have any rules they didn't know, and so like yeah, I mean, and you can say whatever you want to with the science and the data, but if you look at the data around the vaccinated people in the hospitals, very seldom do they even make it to the ICU.
Yep.
And
I'll say this:
hardly ever do you see someone with a vaccine on a ventilator.
Yep.
So
I will say this wholeheartedly. I am not for a government mandate, but I am for people making up the decision and saying, if you want it, get it. If you don't want it, act like something's still going on. Yes. I've seen a lot of people who are saying, I won't get the shot and this is nothing, so I'm going to refuse to wear my mask, refuse to, blah, 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 blah. Be smart. We're still in a pandemic.
And if you are going to Walt Disney World, let me tell you something specific. Pack your hand sanitizer.
Yep.
Their machines were out a lot. I was disappointed in Disney for that. I said something to guest services. I was like, I get it. I've been pro you guys. I want you guys to stay open. But let's get cast members on refilling those dang hand sanitizers because they're doing the finger scans again. That was the first one that I noticed. You better believe it. As soon as I use the finger scan, like I'm like 4 layers on my finger, wiping it down.
Well, good thing. I actually, a friend of mine and I were just talking about this. Science has now said that COVID does not spread by surfaces. It only spreads by the droplets. So
let's just
still be careful.
Let's take some common sense into it. And during flu season, you would wash your hands after you touch something that somebody else had touched.
Do it with COVID.
Yep. And I still watched a bunch of you fools go in and use the bathroom and not use your hands at Walt Disney World. Wash your dang hands.
Yep.
Your grandmother was right. Your mama was right. We would all get over this thing if you just wash your hands. Listen to Hulk Hogan. Wash your hands. Say your prayers.
Eat your vitamins.
You know?
My last thing about my non-Disney trip.
So tell us what the quick steps of what happened. You guys were going on an anniversary cruise.
Yep.
It was just the two of you. And you had to cancel.
We had to cancel our flights down and back. Luckily, John Rogers is a travel agent superhero. Before I became a travel agent,
Huntsville's own.
Yeah, Huntsville's own John Rogers. Before I became a travel agent, I booked with John. So you can book with myself or John now. John is Travelmation. I am Gold Gal Getaways. So there you go. You got 2 different travel agents you can use right on this show. But John was I called Royal trying to strong arm myself. It didn't work because John's the one that booked it for us. John stayed on the phone for hours getting us taken care of. He was going to either A, cancel or B, move. We found a cruise in November, so Amanda and I are going to get to go on the same ship in November. It just sucked that we weren't able to go on our anniversary. This is mine and Amanda's 10th anniversary, and it seems like
kids.
I know something bad happens every year on our anniversary. I had to put my dog down one year on our anniversary. So it's just par for the course.
Maybe next year plan a trip not on the actual anniversary.
Yeah, I think that's going to be the case. But
which this is a good segue to my trip because last Monday was our 23rd anniversary.
Yeah, you're a little older than I am.
Yeah. Maybe not, Dave. Maybe we just got married when we were in middle school.
You know that's not right. I know you're from D.C., and I know they do things a little weird up there, but...
She is from Texas, so you never know.
Things are bigger in Texas. But yeah, that's my story, and I'll say this. Go out, go do vacation, but be careful now. Delta, it does seem like Delta's on the downslide, looking at the charts and everything, but it's still real. We still have this other variant that we don't know what it's doing yet. Just everybody be careful. That's all I got to say.
Yeah, there's the Mu variant, and then there's the one that clearly CNN named called the Doomsday variant, which is also fun. That's a fun one.
I want to say Mu and Doomsday are the same thing.
I have no idea, man. And I think that's the biggest problem is there's just so much chaos, and we're in that season of everything is that way right now.
Yeah,
and so you've got to take your own responsibility. You've got to pay attention. You got to do what's right for you. And I get it. It's a tough decision. We're talking about. We're in the middle of putting we got the thing coming up in November. Go to thingorlando.com to get your tickets. But yeah, man, we're planning that, and we're getting the details nailed down on that. And we were just talking about hey, let's make sure there's plenty of hand sanitizer available. If people want to wear a mask, that's an option. I will say, not having to wear your mask outside was real nice.
Real nice.
Because the only time I noticed not feeling great on this trip was the flight home, and where you wear it basically from when you pull into the airport, and we had parked our rental car in a hotel. So your mask on the whole time. And just that whole, however long that was, probably, I don't know, 4 or 5 hours.
Yeah.
Just my body was like, nah, man, we ain't doing this. It just your mask gets wet and nasty and gross, and we have been washing our masks in our fabric mask. We have the ones that are made out of scuba gear or whatever. Yeah. But we throw them in one of those little delicates bags that you can get for your washer. It's been nice. Right. We've been washing them that way. I feel like we've gotten a little too good at mask care. It's man, these things we're still doing this, but I get it. And, but it was nice to be able to take them off. I don't honestly know that taking them off, as soon as you go outside and then putting them back on after having your mask in the pocket is the most sanitary thing. But,
I've got one that's got a strap on it, so it doesn't go in any pockets.
Yeah. So, but still, I mean, Everest is an inside attraction, supposedly. Slinky Dog isn't. People Mover is. They use the phrase indoors. So if a building doesn't have a door on it, or if an attraction doesn't have a door on it, I'm not thinking that meets the definition of indoors.
All I've got to say is just don't be legalistic about it. If they ask you to put a mask on, put a mask on.
Asked me to put the mask on. I mean, I didn't argue with anybody.
Yeah, I know. I know you're not. But...
The only time I ever the only thing that we've done with the masks that has made me where I'll snap at somebody if they get real silly about it is when you're in a restaurant and that 5 feet from your table to the door. It's man, I'm done eating. I'm going outside. I'm leaving. I'm not putting the thing back on. I don't want to smell. I just had garlic bread.
I don't want to smell the garlic.
Ain't nobody want to smell that. It needs to breathe for a minute. That garlic will kill the COVID. I promise. I've got the data on it somewhere.
The one thing that was the hardest thing for me with COVID is I lost my smell, and I still am about 90% on smell. So there's about 10% of things I still can't smell. Yeah, and nice. Amanda was fine with that. She can just not go. But I'm a bourbon drinker. And so I'm all right, I'm going to drink some bourbon. It'll kill some of these germs. 90% of drinking bourbon is that smell that you
oaky,
get, that oaky flavor.
Woodsy, yeah.
Without smell, bourbon is just burn. It took the fun out of drinking my bourbon.
Is it back now, though? Are you good? Have you
lost? I can taste bourbon. I'm good with that.
Yeah.
Okay, this is gross. I talked about this on Unrelated. The only thing I can't smell now is bodily smells.
Oh, well.
I can't smell bathroom. I can't smell our cat litter box. So if
I would keep this as a plus, my friend. COVID just gave you a gift.
Yes, but then I can't say, whenever people come to our house, I'm like, hey, you're going to have to apologize. I've gone smell blind to my house, so I'm sorry if it smells bad in here.
Yeah, I can't. I don't know. You tell me.
Yeah. You tell me if it smells bad. You go around the house and tell me what smells bad.
So let me go through this old school trip report
Yeah.
style. Monday we went to we landed. We were staying at Bay Lake Tower. Obviously the first thing I see is the sign that says the observation deck is closed. Obviously the first place we went is we had lunch at Kona.
Ooh, Tonga toast?
No, we just had lunch. We had some wings. What did we have? Wings, wontons, and some nudes. Some old noodles.
Those noodles are amazing.
Yeah, it was solid. And they brought us, I had our anniversary on our plans, and so they brought us some cake or some chocolates and some macaroons. And then we the monorail wasn't open that day, but it opened the next day, so we did get to go in and out of the monorail station there. And I'll be honest, the Polynesian,
it's losing something in my book.
No, it's still great. I think it's still fantastic.
Okay.
I couldn't really tell they did all that much. The only thing it feels like they did is downstairs when you come in and park. It kind of feels like the remodel that they did in the hub. Yeah. It's like, oh, there's a little more space here.
Okay.
For all the work they did, and basically, there was like a 7 to 12 foot hole in the ground there for a while.
Yeah.
Deep by, it looked they could have parked 4 or 5 semis underground and buried them. It looked like a bomb site for a while. So yeah, it did. When you drove over in the monorail, you looked down. I was like, this is scary. What just happened here? But yeah, so we did that, and then we went and had a I know what we did. We went to the bakery, aka Starbucks. And I had 1 minute where Leslie had to literally calm me down. Just because I had reached DEFCON 5 with Bob.
Oh no!
I had ordered an iced mocha. Leslie had got something with. I think I got Leslie a pumpkin something or other.
PSL.
An iced PSL, I believe. And I was like, and it was we landed there. We had just gotten there, and it was 193 degrees.
Of course.
I was like, can I have a venti ice water? Well, no, sir, you can't have that anymore. No, they said yes, and I went to the end, and they gave me an 8-ounce glass of water and the little kids cups.
No.
And I was like, okay, if y'all can't give me free water to go with my $6 latte, I had no issue at the Hollywood Studios location because I watched somebody do it in front of me. I didn't even want one. I just was reassured that maybe just the director of the Magic Kingdom had.
Is that a Bob thing though, or is that a Starbucks thing?
No, that Starbucks is a license. Disney licensed the Starbucks brand to have them in the parks.
Okay,
that's the same thing as Disney has got one step above. I can use the Starbucks gift card to pay there. It's the same as the Starbucks that are in a Kroger.
Okay, or Target or something like that.
Or Target. But yeah, I mean, those people are Disney cast members. They are not operating partners. They are actual cast members. Yeah, I didn't appreciate that. That was one thing that just I had to a few things. One of our favorite things in favorite snacks, and it's only available for a few weeks, and sometimes it's even gone before Thanksgiving. But they have pumpkin pie or pumpkin spiced fudge.
Really? Where?
It's in the Big Top Treats. We saw it in the bakeries, the little bakery.
Was it a confectionery? Or is the confectionery still closed?
The confectionery is in the art store and the movie theater.
Okay.
But it was in Animal Kingdom as well, in there where they have their treats back in Africa. Right in that gift shop. If you were getting off of the trail / train or the safari.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, that fudge is killer. So if you're in a Disney park and you like pumpkin things, which every middle-aged soccer mom loves them some pumpkin spice things. It's one of our favorites. It feels like Thanksgiving.
Maybe.
Dude,
but it's just too
it's a lot. But it feels like, and that's the thing, is you get a big chunk of it, and Leslie and I split it. and feel great about it, and it's amazing.
By the way, this is a Facebook user. It's Brian Galloway, but he says, "Sorry, I missed you. I was there at the same time."
Dude, there was a lot of people that were there at the same time. I tried to meet up with everybody, but with park reservations, and I really only had a few days in the parks because I was there for other things.
Like the thing.
The
So
thing planning, and I had had some business meetings that weekend.
The other things was the thing.
Yeah, and so, and we did go to the hotel that the thing was going to be at and meet with those folks and all of that. So we did that, and then we went to California Grill for dinner, which I was glad because I still can't figure out they've announced a new thing at California Grill. I don't know if it's the only thing that's at California Grill, because I'm sure they wouldn't give up the entire night of dining for basically a dessert party that's a little spendy.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Yeah, I'm not real sure what I can't. I sent it to you. I sent it to Logan. Sent it to me. I sent it to you, and I still don't quite.
I after reading it, it makes me think that it's just that one night, and then maybe it'll open up the rest of the thing.
Or if it's just one, or if it's just at, because it said you check into the California Grill stand.
Right.
So like there is a private room back there that they could just have it in. And I think that's where they're going to have it.
That would be awesome.
Obviously, events are kind of dormant right now.
Right.
And so it's mainly used for like weddings and business meetings.
Well, events are dormant, but they actually just announced today or yesterday that dessert parties are back.
Yes, but I mean like when I'm talking about events, I'm talking about all the corporate things that come there and use.
Oh yeah. Okay.
There's just not nearly, especially the citywide events, which are when there's a citywide event, it's 20, 60, 80,000 people that come into town, and none of those are coming anytime soon.
Yeah, no, not for a while.
Because they're mostly a lot of times, like the International Amway Sales Conferences that come in Orlando once in a while.
Right.
So we did that, and then Tuesday, we moved to Kidani Village, and so we had lunch at Sanaa. And if you've never had the blessing of eating at Sanaa, and so we get there and we get this notice that they will be testing the fire alarms sometime between 12 to 4.
How does that work with the animals is my question.
So right at 12 o'clock, we sit down to eat, and for 27 minutes, the fire alarm goes off.
Oh, no. But you didn't have to move, did you?
No, we didn't have to go or evacuate. You just had to sit there and listen and watch the strobe lights.
Oh.
And I mean, they just made an announcement. I was actually kind of shocked. They handed out earplugs. And I was kind of shocked they didn't come around and say, "Hey, thanks for sitting through that. We'd love to offer you a dessert."
I would say, "Hey, keep your dessert. Give me some more bread service."
Right? Yeah, bring me some more naan.
Yeah,
but yeah, whatever, man. That wasn't exactly a party. So we did that, and then I'm trying to remember where we ate dinner that night. I don't remember. It must not have been that spectacular.
I was gonna say, must not have been memorable.
The next night we ate at Yachtsman's. I'm trying to think of where we ate. Where did we? Because then we left and we went to. We were supposed to have. I tried to get Rise that day and didn't get it.
Oh man.
Dude, I don't remember where we ate dinner that night. I exactly know where we ate dinner. Now I remember where we ate dinner. Because I went back. It was so good. I went twice. We went to Haleho during the month of September, and it'll still be going on at the very beginning of your trip when you go down, Dave.
Yep.
Is a thing called Magical Dining. And Magical Dining is a fantastic deal. It's at many of the restaurants. It's at Jaleo. It's at many of the off. SDK even has it. It's a $37 a person prefixed dining option. And it lasts for like 6 weeks. It's an amazing deal. We went to Jaleo. We did that. There was 3 of us. We had a friend of ours, business colleague of mine. And literally there was 3 things under each section you could order. So we literally just said, "Hey, bring us the menu." So
and they'll do that? They'll bring you one of everything?
They brought us one of everything.
For $37
a person, yes.
That's not bad.
No. That wasn't their whole menu, but they had a special menu for this. Each course. At Jaleo, it's like little tapa size.
Yeah.
And so this was a 4-course menu.
Ooh,
And so we got 3 items in each course. So whatever that adds up to, I'm not good at math.
that's still
Um,
good.
We left stuffed. We did try the only thing we didn't like there was their sangria. It
Really?
wasn't fantastic.
Okay.
But we loved that. We loved that restaurant. And we did that. That was amazing. And then we were back at. The next day we had our Remy preview.
Ooh, yeah. Okay, so we need to spend a lot of time here because I have mine in a couple of weeks too.
So we went to Yacht Club and had my favorite breakfast right now. At the Ale and Compass at the Yacht Club.
Favorite breakfast better than Topolino's?
I've not done Topolino's breakfast, but
okay. Topolino's is best breakfast on property in my mind.
Dude, I'm a Tonga toast man.
Yeah.
The dark chocolate waffles at Ale and Compass blow the Tonga toast out of the water.
Really?
And we've been getting that and a Benedict. But this time we got that and a shrimp and grits.
Ooh.
I've eaten shrimp and grits at like 5-star world class, like $50 shrimp and grits in restaurants.
Right.
Like where they literally like mill their own grits in the back of the restaurant. There's a restaurant in Nashville called Husk. These in my opinion were better than Husk's shrimp and grits, and they're like world renowned grits. The grits at shrimp and grits at Ale and Compass.
Okay, good.
They were fantastic. They had like a nice. And then we walked from over there to go right into France, right there at the International Gateway.
Right.
And it was definitely a much better walk than we had to walk it in February when we walked with a mask. And went right in and got we killed a few minutes. We went to the tea store in England. We were a little early, and then we went in there and we looked around a little bit. We went straight to ride the ride once. We waited about 30 minutes.
Okay, so how many people do they let in?
I don't know. There was also a cast member preview at the same time.
Okay.
And then we got off and said, hey, let's go wait in line to do the new table service. So we waited 30 minutes in line outside. It was hotter than heck. We stood in the shade of the building.
Yeah.
Waited another 30 minutes, which we never. I don't wait for things. I know that sounds bad, but I just don't. But we did that and then got to do that. And they have a nice. It's an basically all crepe menu.
Yeah.
And they have a prefix menu that's $33, where you get one of their hard ciders, you get a soup or a salad. That was a soup du jour, and then one of their savory crepes, and one of their dessert crepes.
We just
split one of those because we had just had breakfast like 2 or 3 hours earlier.
Right.
So we split that, and that was fantastic. And then we got off and we're like, let's go see if we can ride the ride again. So after we took some pictures and stuff, we went and literally walked right on the ride and said, you know what? Let's go do that again, and walked right back on, and we got right back on the ride. The ride, really? I think, was fantastic. I always figured they were going to spit you out of the ride and then you were done.
Right.
But it was very similar to like when they opened the preview area of, when they opened up Galaxy's Edge at Disneyland, where you kind of got to go and they gave you a time window and
right.
You can kind of do whatever you want to and spend as much time as you want there. They're not going to say anything to you.
So so if you had to guess, how many people would you say were in that area for your hour?
There's no way I could guess.
Okay. Just reason I ask is I went back and look. It's from 7 to 8 for us. We're going to try to get Space 220 that day, which we got the 28th of September. So we're going to try to eat at Space 220. I'm trying to figure out, when should I?
You should lunch. You should get an 11 a.m. reservation at Space 220.
But I want to do the dinner. The dinner prefab looks so much better than the lunch. I know. Cake and eat it too.
Yeah, you can't do it all in one day if you're only going to Epcot that day.
I mean, that's our only park res, but we're flying in late Monday night. So I wanted to let the girls sleep in. And so Epcot's probably the best day, our best place, because they don't open till 11.
Yeah. and go straight to Space 220.
Okay, not a bad
Don't
idea.
try to do that at lunch because you want to be there at 7.
Okay.
You want to get as much time because park's probably open till 9 or 10 that night.
Yeah, it is.
I don't know if you're going to be able to squeeze in dinner.
Right now we have a 3:30 England. What is that one? Rose and Crown.
Ugh.
Yeah, I know.
Ugh.
Amanda wants to try it.
Dude, honestly, I'm going to hurt some feelings. The worst fish and chips I've ever had in my life.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
And dude, you know me, I'm a chubby kid. I love me some Disney food.
Yeah.
And I love, and I'm not just on, I don't just eat the deluxe fancy stuff. I like it. But no, dude, that was no bueno.
Okay.
All
All right. So Remy, you're good with Remy. What did you do the rest of that day?
What did I do? I'm trying to remember where we ate. That'd have been Wednesday. I'm trying to remember where we ate dinner that night. We ate dinner somewhere good. We didn't have any bad meals. I know we left Epcot and then went to dinner somewhere. What day of the week are we on? Wednesday?
Wednesday. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember. Getting old, Dave. Getting old.
Hey, like I said, you're older than I am. So
yeah, I'm trying to remember where we went. We changed some things because it was pretty rainy off and on. There were some outer bands of some sort of tropical, some kind of thing with jigger.
Right.
I've already said we done California Joe. We done Jaleo. It was at a reason. Oh, I know where we ate. We ate Toledo at Toledo.
I've heard good things,
dude. They have a ribeye for 2. That's absolutely fantastic.
Really,
and we split it with one other person. We had another business friend, and one of my coaching clients was also in town, and so we went to Toledo on top of Coronado Springs, and had the ribeye for 2. It's like it's a Play-Doh meat.
Yeah.
Had that, the octopus, and their olives. They serve warm olives that are just absolutely stunning.
See, I'm not an olive man.
Okay, well, you're missing out.
I don't like martinis because I don't like olive flavor.
Okay, whatever your thing is. So the next day we went to we were supposed to go to Tusker House for lunch.
Right.
And I looked on their menu and looked at like the platter of meats that you get, and it looked gross. It had horrible reviews. They were like non-descriptive in color. And so we went,
thank you.
My rent-a-car the night before, the brake lights and tail lights all stopped working. So we had to go swap out our rent-a-car.
Really?
And so we went to Columbia Family Restaurant in downtown Celebration.
Columbia's good. It's good.
We had a Cuban sandwich and the 1905 salad there. And then we did go to Animal Kingdom for the rest of the afternoon, and rode the safari 3 times. One of those times we went and had the Lost on Safari rum drink over there at the bar in Africa, and didn't even go to Tiffin's just because it was like, oh, we'll just stay out here. Because when else am I going to be on where the safari is just walk on,
right,
back to back like that?
It never.
And there was a new hippo, and so we wanted to go and see the baby hippo and hope to.
Did you get to see it?
We did. Greta, man, she's tiny.
That's awesome.
Yeah, she's a tiny little thing, like look like a small little dog almost. I mean, she'll be 5,000 pounds before the end of football season.
Probably before the time I go there in a couple of weeks.
Yep, they grow fast.
Yeah,
but went and rode Everest. And I think that was stopped and watched the monkeys for a while there at in Asia. Did the gift shops, and then went and had onion rings at Flame Tree.
nice.
Learned something about Flame Tree that I didn't know. They're a quick service restaurant, but they're all scratch made.
Yeah,
everything is made right there at Flame Tree.
That's why it's so good. It's probably
They make
I'd
the
say
ribs for the other. The guy probably told us something he shouldn't have. They make the ribs for the restaurant, the food court in the back of right by the safari.
right.
He's like, we make their ribs too, but we make them the day before and then we cool them and they refrigerate them and warm them up the next day. I was like, "Ugh."
Don't tell me that.
Well, I never go back there anyways. I always come up for Flame Tree because the view's always great.
Right.
But yeah, man, we did that, and that was kind of it for the first part of our trip. Then I went to the Hyatt Place, which is where the thing is going to be in Lake Buena Vista. Oh yeah, before Yachtsman's, we did go to Yachtsman Steakhouse. I wanted to go check that out again now that it's reopened. We had the seafood tower for 2. It was not
Nice.
cheap, but it was fantastic. I could have sent a kid through college probably, but luckily we don't have kids. So it was great. The food was amazing. It was good just to be back in, some of the nicer restaurants again. Did that, and then I had meetings for the weekend. And then we went back after our meetings were over on Friday. The people we were going to go to dinner with is kind of decided to bail for the night. So we're like, I hopped on Open Table, got a reservation at Jaleo, and did magical dining again for $37. And got the things again that we really liked.
Yeah.
And dude, if I go to a restaurant twice within 5 days of each other, it's good.
Yeah.
And so we did that, and then Saturday night, a bunch of the people that were in town together, they had booked us a table at Blue Zoo, Todd English's Blue Zoo at the Dolphin. We actually ate their magical dining reservation there, and they bought some extra appetizers and a very nice cab, and we had some cocktails.
Awesome.
We got there at like 7:00 and stayed till they closed.
What time they close? Like 11?
Like 11.
Wow.
Yeah, and I drove over. I kind of regretted that I drove. I was like, everybody else was still all in. I was like, man, but I did. They're like, you can leave your car here. It's no big deal. I was like, no, man,
not worth it.
Being drunk isn't something that's on my list of things to do. Period. So
same.
I
Totally
typically
same.
like to have 2 drinks, and I'm like, I'm good. I don't want to wake up in the morning and feel like I'm in college again.
See, that's the difference. You won't, because in college you wake up, you're like, oh man, this hurts. But at 40 and beyond, you wake up after drinking 3 drinks, like, I hate myself.
Yes, I should go to the hospital now.
Right.
So yeah, we did that, and then had meetings all day Sunday, and then we did schedule, because we were done on Sunday afternoon, so we scheduled dinner at Citrico's. I had never been to Citrico's, and I hadn't been since it had become semi Mary Poppins themed.
Right.
And so we went and did that, and then we went to the parks on Sunday night to see Happily Ever After from right at the core of Main Street. And funny enough, our kind of deal when we go to the parks, and some people are like, how do I go to this? I mean, we kind of do 3 rides regardless of how long we're there. Which is why the Fast Pass Plus going away is, but we've still been able to do it. And
yeah,
we got to see that, and we luckily, we knew to bug out because we were meeting our friends. One of my good friends, who's also a client, and a thing alumni, plays a significant role in the fireworks show. And it was one of our last chances to see her do that before that change happens. At least in that setting. And
I might be speaking to you then. Is this the person that you know that you told me a secret the first time it came back?
Yes.
Okay.
We'll know more soon.
Yeah. Well, I might be talking to you. We'll talk after the show.
Yeah. And so yeah, that was super fun. And then we went over and had met them and some other friends over at Tambu Lounge, and
nice.
got a lapu. We got on the list for Trader Sam's. We didn't get into Trader Sam's until like 11. That's like,
but still, you're in Trader Sam's. I mean, that's you're in Trader Sam's though. That's the fun.
No,
thing.
we didn't get like called for reservation, and we had already been there for like an hour. I
Oh,
was like, I don't want to
okay.
go move downstairs. Let somebody else have our table. They were only open for another hour, and
I can't. So help me out. I can't bring Ellie and Harper in there, can I? Like
you
even
can during the day,
but it doesn't do its fun stuff during the day, does it?
I think it does.
Okay. We've got,
dude. It's not the Disneyland one. Maybe it's so small. I wouldn't.
Okay.
Do an adult strip. I'll take.
Yeah, we'll go.
You and I can go. Like,
yep. We'll have to use your points because, as we said before, I'm out.
Well, we moved to the Hyatt Grand Cypress for the weekend because that's where my event was, and so
yeah,
I stay up. I don't have an endless bucket of points either, dude. I stay, and I tell you what, dude, we did 1 bedrooms on everything on this trip.
Yeah,
those 1 bedrooms are nice.
They are. It makes you not want to go back to a.
And we had both because we had Bay Lake and Kidani, both had this second bathroom in them too.
Oh man,
which you're a married man, you know that sometimes having the convenience of having your own bathroom comes in real nice.
Yep.
And so Monday,
real nice.
Tambo Lounge. Monday we got up and had to move our stuff around. I don't remember what we did for lunch. Oh, we went to the wharf over at Margaritaville. Cool little place.
Yeah.
Cool little place off property. Has live music every night. Great food. Edwin McCain's playing there. When you're there, when you're in town during that weekend, Edwin McCain is.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Yeah. How the mighty have fallen.
Yeah, dude. I mean, it's.
I saw him live in Atlanta one time.
Yeah, you probably like at the Fox.
Yeah.
Yeah, this ain't no Fox Theater, my friend. It makes a super cool brand new building.
Yeah.
And this stage was cool, but it ain't no like. Yeah, the mighty have fallen.
Yeah, I mean, wow.
Like we walked in and I saw the coach. She had that. I was like, man, I'm sad right now. I was like, my whole childhood just got really old and lame.
It was him and Sister Hazel in a concert.
Oh man! And then I said, well, do you remember Hootie and the Blowfish? The lady looked at me like, no, I have no idea who you're talking about.
She just said Darius Rucker, Wagon Wheel, anything.
Yeah, and I said, it's okay. Even the Dolphins make me cry.
And she didn't even get the joke.
She didn't even get the joke, but I was committed to it, so I didn't want to. So we did that, and then we had. I guess did we go to a park on Monday at all? We did. I don't remember which one it was. Oh, we went to the studios. Went to the studios because I had gotten a Rise boarding group.
Nice.
So that's where we went. We went to the studios on Monday because I'm a big like last ride and last meal.
Yeah,
like I like to plan those out. So we ended with a Rise. We rode a couple other things. I forgot what all we rode. We rode Runaway Train, and then we rode Star Tours. Because we didn't do that the other day when we were at the studios, and then rode Rise. Full Rise experience, full thing. Everything was working. Kylo was on.
Oh, that's awesome. Speaking of 90s music, whenever someone's talking about Mickey and Minnie's and they call it just Runaway Train, you know what Runaway Train never coming back.
Yeah.
One way down a wrong way track.
Yeah. I kind of wish that was the song rather than the picnic song.
I don't know if that's Collective Union of Soul, isn't it?
Or is that Blessed Union of Souls?
Blessed Union of Soul. That's right.
The collective soul.
Sorry. But yeah.
Although for me, Hollywood Studios is the 90s.
It is
in the 90s.
It has that 90s feel.
At one point in time, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles were there. At one point in time, the Power Rangers were there. So and then we went to Ohana for our last meal. And Ohana is like 85-87% back. They don't have the sauces right now, which I was just kind
Why?
of like, the guy told me he didn't have the peanut sauce, and I'm like, "You're joking, right?" He's like, "No, man, I ain't joking."
That's when I get up and walk out.
Dude, I was close.
No, they got the nudes. They got the nudes. That's okay.
The nudes were back. They and I was like, I don't care. The broccolini, I really don't care. Dude, they've changed some of those things around a ton. The breads
At least
they
we
had,
got.
they said
Look,
the world famous Ohana bread. No, the Ohana bread ain't back. It's some kind of like strange biscuits. They're not
at
bad.
least we got the pill and eat shrimp pack though.
They're back ish.
But they're not.
They are
it's
peel
not
and eat
shrimp.
shrimp. They're
Yeah.
not the ones that were on the skewer like they were before.
It's not shrimp casserole.
The chicken was okay. The noodles were amazing. I will say the wings, because we had the wings at Kona.
Right.
The wings for some reason aren't like sauce. And here. I'm gonna really make somebody mad here. All of the accommodations that we all ask of Disney are starting to come back and bite us. So Disney is super accommodating to people with allergies. Dave's got a book out. Listen, dude, you're gonna appreciate this.
Okay.
So, like, the wings are normally like coated in sauce and sesame seeds. Well, of course, there's 9 people on planet Earth that have a sesame seed allergy.
There's more than 9.
12. McDonald's still has sesame seeds on that bun. I don't know. I'm assuming they do. They still have them in the ads. I haven't been to McDonald's, although I'm gonna have to go to a McDonald's now because I want that Dumbo toy that's coming with the new Happy Meal.
Right? I want every one of them.
Yeah, man. I did that for Beanie Babies. At least 50 of the pounds I gained in my childhood were eating all those Happy Meals so my mama could get those Beanie Babies.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. The steak was great. The dessert was actually better because it had like the pineapple. It was almost like a pineapple upside down pudding. Banana bread. The dessert is improved.
Okay.
They definitely that's back again. It's not perfect, but it's getting close. I'm sure the skewers will come back. They haven't ripped any of that out. And here's the deal. As much as you guys give me a hard time when I speak my mind, if you speak up, Disney makes changes.
Yep.
As soon as I'm sure there was a distant possibility they were going to cancel Nemo. But when people lost their dang minds, they're like, no, just kidding, y'all. We're not
There's a
canceling
new one
anything."
coming. So can we all speak up about canceling a Bob?
Dude, you speak loud enough, you'll go away. And I think there's a sense of a. And here's what I'll say. I talked to my server when I was there, and he gave me some real insight that I think is really the problem. And if you guys remember when this whole pandemic started, I did a podcast on Making Elephants Fly, that what I would do if I was running the Walt Disney Company. And I'm going to kind of give an addendum on this podcast of what they all need to do. When you become a cast member, you have to go through a class called Traditions.
Mm-hmm.
Every cast member from Bob Chapek on down, and Bob ought to sit in a couple extra days, ought to go through Traditions again because they've forgotten. Because all of the changes that came at the Ohana restaurant, the Ohana servers, and the server that I had has been there almost 20 years. And a lot of these restaurants, these people, that's their life, right? Like this is they are committed 4, 5, 6 nights a week to serving guests in these restaurants. So believe me, he's like, oh, believe me, we've told him about the peanut sauce, but somebody in some corporate office made a decision. I was like, I would personally like to talk to the person who thought I've not heard one person that thought shrimp casserole coming out in a sentence sounded remotely appetizing. And that's what happens when the people on the ground get disconnected from it. That's when this happens. And so I think there's a huge problem. It's your job. Don't ruin your vacation complaining, please. It hurts your spirit, hurts your mind. But get on the DVC website if you're a DVC member. If not, get on the regular. Let Disney know. I'm going to let Disney know. I bought something I'm super excited about. I bought these right here in Galaxy's Edge. I bought a deck of Sabac cards.
You lucky summama.
So they're in the little kids store, the little toy shop.
Yeah.
In Galaxy's Edge. So, Dave, you need to come over. We'll open some Knob Creek and we'll play some Sabac. Well, I'll bet you the Falcon.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll win.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll figure out how to win it.
Yeah, I just want to, and honestly, Solo. Don't sleep on that movie. That movie's fantastic.
Oh, I love Solo.
And they shoved
Absolutely
it full of Galaxy's Edge references because they had to.
Right? So good. So good. Well, Terry, anything else you got to add on to your trip?
No,
Trip?
so, back to in closing, let's go back to Remy.
Yeah.
So I still stand. Fantastic attraction. It's still one of the greatest. I'm going to give you a few things that'll help you kind of prepare yourself to like it.
Okay.
Remember, we would not have Rise of the Resistance and we would not have Mickey's Runaway Railway without this attraction. But also know that you're not going to see a brand new attraction. You're going to see an attraction that came about in the mid 2000s, 2015 or 16 or 14, whenever it opened in France, which meant the idea probably came about in 2010, I bet. So it's the trackless technology. It's awesome. You basically are experiencing the kitchen of Ratatouille as a rat.
And it's bilingual. Be prepared for that.
It's bilingual. There's been some complaints. This is what I kind of wanted to wrap up. People are like, the queue's terrible. It's minimal. Okay, first of all, there's a huge new section that they built just to support this ride. They built almost an entire, it fills up an entire pavilion space.
Right.
It's the same size as Norway that they basically built of a queue. It's beautiful. It's mostly outside. It's experiences. I'm assuming more shops are going to show up, more experiences as time goes on, more things, right? The kiosk, when you get in, you walk in and you get in the hallway, and it's got this burgundy Remy wallpaper, which I predict will be all over questionable merch on TeePublic and sites like that.
Right.
But you get in and you basically get to this one room and you realize you're on the rooftop of Gusteau's, which is the restaurant from Remy's. And then you basically, spoiler alert, you basically fall through the roof with Remy. And then you're in the kitchen and you fall around and you go on antics with him and you get to meet his family and stop and notice all the details.
Yep.
Enjoy it like you're a little kid in the middle of a movie, because this is one of those that back when Universal Studios opened, they used to say, come and ride the movies. You're in the movie, literally. Now, granted, you're on screens. People are like, oh my gosh, there's screens. Yeah. But dude, they're huge. They're immersive. You're moving. You can smell. The kitchen smells like bread. Spoiler alert. It's an amazing experience. And the new little dining experience I thought was fantastic. It's kind of small. I was kind of shocked at that. The merch is pretty cool. I got a little runaway. I'll show it to you guys that are on the stream. Leslie got some rat ears.
Nice.
And I got the ride vehicle.
Oh, I thought you were going to get the little rat thing that moved all around your shirt.
No, I got this because this is like it's got a runaway car. So you start it up and it just goes everywhere.
That's cool.
I got this mainly to take my dogs off. But for now, it just sits on I've got it. I've started buying these little toys they've been making. I've got a Dumbo ride vehicle and I've got
that's cool.
A people mover ride vehicle as well. So just, I'm a grown man and I buy things like Sabak and ride vehicle toys.
I buy the same stuff. So
yeah, because it's cool and it's different. And the Remy stuff they have is they're coming out with the hat where the rat dances around. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, I saw that. That does look cool.
But yeah, man, I mean, overall positive, great trip. We had fun. I hope they don't go back to masks outside.
I don't think they will.
I don't think they're going to go backwards. I think they need the next 18 months to print money. And it seems like they're willing to get it from every.
Yeah. See, the problem is, we can complain till we're blue in the face. And we do. We
literally.
Yeah. Some of us complain nicely. Some of us complain not nicely. I'm not saying you're one that doesn't, Terry, but there are some I've seen that don't. But no matter what, Disney will get the money. People will pay the price. So we need, if you don't like something that Disney has done, be nice about it. But like we've talked about earlier, write an email. Let Disney know, hey, fill out the comment cards.
Yes, when you're asked, You know, believe me, when Bay Lake Tower said we'd love to hear about your experience and what you liked and didn't, fill in this blank area with anything you could improve on. I was like, how about opening up a perk that people paid for? How about
Right.
opening up a perk that people, when they bought on this property, were promised? You know, and those DVC sales agents stared people in the eye and got them to give money for a lot of those perks.
Yeah.
But don't yell at the poor kid at the door. Now, granted, every cast member that I had that kind of interaction with, like including I looked at the guy. He's like, "You're about to get up and leave, aren't you?" I was like, "Dude, I'm not gonna leave. I'm sitting here eating steak and drinking pog juice at Ohana. I ain't going
Right.
anywhere."
Why would I want to do that?
But get some peanuts back, and I get it. Like the allergies, and it makes it complicated. Disney will never make all of us happy, but quit taking away stuff and charging us money for stuff that used to be free, Bob.
Yep.
Give
us Josh. That's all I gotta say.
Give me Josh, or give me Universal.
I'm not going that far. Nope.
Yeah.
Nope. Well, one last thing, Terry, I do want your opinion on this. Yeah, we kind of teased we're going to talk a little Genie. Give me a 5-minute Genie rundown if you can.
Let's do that next episode.
Okay, yeah, we'll have another episode before I go to Disney. So
yeah, we'll definitely record again. My overall, I'll give you a little preview. I think the way they're doing this is silly. I wish that had just raised ticket prices and included it, which is basically what they're doing. It's not so much Genie Plus that I have the issue with. It's the lightning lane up charges. And you have no idea how much those are going to cost.
They'll be surge prices. It'll be like the Uber surge price.
Yeah. Which
I know. I have thoughts too. Only fit. Go ahead.
We don't. The problem is speaking of Sabak, once someone shows you their cards, you kind of are fearful because you know what they're going to do.
Right.
And I get it. If it needs to surge from like 15 to 30, cool. But if it's like, ha ha ha, you couldn't get in to Rise the Resistance, and your kids are crying, ha ha ha, that's $100. So your family of 4 is going to be $400.
Right.
I don't know. I don't know where the leadership of the company's moral compass is. I have a pretty low opinion of it right now, until they prove me otherwise. But and like I said, honestly, I don't want to talk about Disney Plus anymore, Dave. Because I just literally, McNair called me and he's like, "Can you explain Disney Plus to me?"
Genie Plus.
Genie Plus. Right. I forget what it's called.
Yeah.
Mainly just because I hate that it disrespects the late Robin Williams. The greatest cartoon character of all time was the Genie in Aladdin.
Yeah. You could say it's named after Will Smith.
Which, honestly, I loved that Aladdin too.
I did too.
One of the best live action movies they've done. Was only outdone by Cruella.
Yeah.
And if you haven't seen Cruella, you need to go watch it, even though Dave didn't.
I don't like it. It wasn't for me. It was a good movie, but it wasn't for me.
Go on Spotify and listen to the album. It's amazing.
Oh, that is amazing. I will say that.
Yeah, I think you need to watch it again without your kids, and after some bourbon.
I could do that. I could definitely do that.
That's who that movie's made for.
Okay.
I've met like 3 people that don't like the movie, and you're one of them.
Myself and Vance Scope. I know that.
Well, you guys, but I mean everybody else. I mean, I took a theater full of people, and every one of them is freaked out. They've all watched it again. They're like, "Can we talk about this some more?"
I'll give it another shot.
Yeah.
And hey, I can talk about it on Unrelated at Birth now.
Oh, nice.
So,
Well, on that note, we'll get together here in the next week or so before Dave goes down for the 50th, and Dave can break down his trip plans and all of those details. And you should. When is Space 220 reservations open up?
Space 220 opens up on the 20th, And the reservations open up on the 20th as well. First reservation will be available on the 27th. We
So
hope
you're
to get it for the
basically trying to
28th.
go on the.
Our Epcot days are 28 and 2.
I might try to. What do you have on the second right now?
Epcot. I've got Via Napoli.
Don't change that one.
Yeah.
Dude, unless you just love bangers and mash.
Yeah. Oh, I know.
Eh,
I don't.
Then don't go to the restaurant. Don't go to the Rosa Crown.
Okay. Yeah, if I can get Space 220 on the 26th or 28th, that's the goal.
The only reason to go to the Rosa Crown is if you're going to sit outside and watch fireworks.
Yeah, which Harmonious will be there on the 2nd.
Yes. You're going to get to see that before me.
I will see Harmonious. I might even live stream it on the Top of the World group.
You might not be able to get a good. I'm concerned about you being able to see the new show at the Magic Kingdom on the 1st.
I'll be there.
Well, that doesn't mean you're going to see the fireworks.
Me, my family.
For multiple reasons, just because you're planning on rope dropping.
Yeah, well,
So,
I'm planning on rope dropping, but I'm also going to take a break.
Yeah, and then hopefully you can get back in.
Right, that's true.
So
it's going to be.
When does Steakhouse 71 open?
I don't know.
I thought we had
here.
They have a. Here's my concern. You guys have heard my Top of the World Lounge while Dave's looking this up, and we're wrapping up the show. And people are like, I don't understand what you're concerned about, Terry. They have cake that looks just like the cake from the Top of the World Lounge coming to Steakhouse 71, except for it's going to have Jack Daniels in it.
Ooh,
and
October 1.
So maybe you can get lunch at Steakhouse 71 on the 1st.
That's not a bad idea. We've got lunch at Whispering Canyon.
Oh,
which we've done that 3 or 4 times.
In my opinion, that one of the quintessential Disney restaurants.
Oh, it's so good.
And the nice thing about that is you can take the boat, not the monorail.
Right. Although I do love taking the monorail. I like the monorail.
The last place, promise me, my friend, the last place you're going to want to be on October 1st
is the monorail. Yeah. But remember, I can't smell bodily fluids or bodily smells. So
you'll be back by then.
all those odors, I won't have to smell it.
Yeah. On that note, thank you guys for listening. And we will and you know what? We're not changing the name of this podcast just because they won't let us in the Top of the World Lounge. We're going to stand true to the original OG name. And really, they're calling the new celebration in California Grill the Celebration Top of the World. Which we still don't know if what's happening to the dinner menu at the California Grill. Who knows?
God.
No, I don't think he does. I don't think they've been. I don't think he's trying to figure. I don't think he's trying to figure out what's going on at the Walt Disney Company. I think he's got bigger fish to fry, Dave.
I hope so.
Yeah. As much as you and I love the place, and I believe Jesus loves Mickey Mouse. But on that note, we'll see you guys next time on Top of the World. I'm Terry Weaver.
I'm Dave Adams.
Catch you later.
Bye.